Slave DiBiase.
What's up with y'all, man? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And welcome to another live episode of the Offenders Initiative podcast right here on where else would it be but We the People TV. I am your illustrious host, Slave DiBiase, aka Tony Spark, aka Slathaniel Richards, aka Victor Von Slay, because we're getting in that mode, especially what we're talking about today. And today's subject, y'all, hold on, let me let y'all see. All right. Y'all are seeing what the caption is, man. Tobey Maguire is returning to the MCU. We got Sadie Sink now being cast for a secret part in Avengers Secret Wars, not Doomsday, Secret Wars. And I'm hearing tell of multiple Doom variants all throughout the MCU that may or may not show up in Avengers Doomsday. As you know, Robert Downey Jr. is supposed to be coming back as Victor Von Doom. First and foremost, shout out to all my offenders, all my true stoneheads who keep pulling up and experience this content, whether religiously or in passing. I got this Fila, spray that, so smell a little good. We good here now. All right. Today's strain of the day, I'm still smoking on White Runts, y'all. Still smoking back, still rolling trees. Yeah, that's what we doing. You know what I'm saying? White Runts is the occasion. Bam. You know what I'm saying? By Mellow Fellow. Good luck to them good folks out there. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, THCP, not something you want to deal with if you're a motherfucking rookie. It's way stronger than THC. It's supposed to be 33% times stronger than THC, which is what I'm smoking on or whatever. Great for you, good for you. It's all tree at the end of the day. And you've been smoking THCP your whole life. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna get into it, man. You know what I'm saying? Tobey Maguire back as Spider-Man. Tell me how y'all feeling, first of all, man. Tell me how y'all feeling about this. The last time we saw Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man, it was Spider-Man Brand New Day. Or no, excuse me. That's going to be the new movie. No Way Home. That was the last time we saw anything about Tobey Maguire, and that was the last time we saw him. As far as we know, he returned back to his universe. So I just want to give y'all a little tidbit here on the GOAT Spider-Man returning. Let's take a quick look at a couple of things here, man. We're gonna take a walk. Roll the fuck up and let's get to it.
As soon as the official leak revealed that Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is returning in Avengers Doomsday, another shocking update dropped alongside it. And after hearing it, Tobey's fans are completely losing their minds. The leaked photos show Tobey in his classic Raimi suit, bruised, bleeding, exhausted. looking like he just survived something brutal. And now we know why. According to multiple insiders, Tobey appears at the very beginning of the movie during a chaotic multiversal battle. Portals collapsing, realities breaking, enemies pouring in. This scene exists for one reason: to show the true power of Dr. Doom. Tobey tries to hold his ground, possibly even against an army of Doombots, but the devastating twist is this: Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man doesn't survive. Doom kills him in the opening act, just like Loki in Infinity War or Professor X in Multiverse of Madness. This moment is designed to break the audience instantly and prove that Doom is on another level. Tobey's death becomes the emotional shockwave that sets the tone for the entire film, the fall of the Spider-Man who started it all. As soon as
All right, all right. First of all, I don't even like that because they were calling him Tobey. Who the fuck is a Tobey? That's one. But two, it gives you, you know, light hints on what's going on with Tobey Maguire returning. Let's get a little bit more in depth though. I want somebody to be a little more in depth. All right, y'all. We're gonna react to this content by way of John Campia. Please give him a like, comment, and subscribe. We love everything that that brother does. For the John Campia Show podcast on Spotify. Let's
It like there is so much riding on this film. It is the kind of the new peak of the mountain of what has been the single most successful film franchise in the history of the industry. And even though it's a year away, everybody's still talking about it. Every new rumor, every new report. Hell, we are excited about a trailer coming out in the next couple of weeks.
right.
Well, now there's a new report going around that is claiming that
Hold on. And to be clear, the new trailer that he's talking about, supposedly, when they release in December, you know, Avatar Fire and Ash is coming out. Supposedly, the full length trailer, not teaser, an official trailer is going to be dropping for Avengers Doomsday, highlighting Doctor Doom. It's supposed to be dropping as a trailer before the Avatar Fire and Ash. So if you're one of those people that love movie trailers like me, like honestly, if I go out and see a movie and I miss the trailers, I'm upset. Fuck the rest of the movie. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because I paid for everything, including the trailers. I don't want to miss nothing. So if you're going to go see Avatar Fire and Ash, please be on the lookout for that Avengers Doomsday and come back and tell some folks exactly what you saw. Now, of course, once it gets released, we're going to see it on the internet everywhere, whatever. But those folks that are going to have asses in seat, let me know your first reaction.
Tobey Maguire, of course, Spider-Man from the original Sam Raimi films, that Tobey Maguire is going to be in Avengers Doomsday. This is what the folks over at the Direct wrote. They said Entertainment Insider Daniel Richmond claimed in a report that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man will appear in Avengers Doomsday. Maguire's Peter Parker, Peter 2, was last seen going back to his universe in Spider-Man No Way Home's ending, and his return in Doomsday will mark his second appearance in the MCU. Interestingly, in September of 2025,
Calling him Peter too is so disrespectful. It's funny though. We know why.
fans spotted Maguire in London where they were filming Doomsday at the same time they were filming Doomsday. And this sparked speculation that the actor could have already filmed scenes for the MCU. Production for Avengers Doomsday wrapped in the same month.
Okay, so we're hearing tell of Tobey Maguire being on set of the London movie shoot where they were actually filming Avengers Doomsday, but we don't know if he's in the movie. Why would that man come all the way to London and walk around the Avengers Doomsday set if he's not in the movie? Tobey Maguire is definitely in Avengers Doomsday. The question is he going to die in the first act like that first thing that I just showed y'all? Is Tobey going to die in the first act? Honestly, I don't want to see that. Do not, I repeat, Marvel, do not kill Tobey Maguire in the first fucking act of this movie. There's so many other people you can kill in the first act of this movie for Doctor Doom to show his dominance. Hell, you can kill the last three people that have had TV shows. Kill Miss Marvel, kill Riri Williams, kill She-Hulk, kill the three of them right next to each other, and got them add Wonder Man in there too, because I'm sure that show was going to be a bunch of poop too. Sack of shit. All these shows Marvel is making and Disney is making that line up to nothing but a whale's vagina. It's bullshit. So if you want to kill somebody, it better not be the OG GOAT, Tobey Maguire. Kill Riri Williams, kill Miss Marvel, kill She-Hulk, kill one of them motherfuckers, kill Wonder Man. And then we'll, oh, we call this on, it's over. No, Miss Marvel, I really liked your show, but not really. Yeah, that's what I want to see. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Let me get the big elephant in the room out of the way first. It is important to note that this story is not coming from the Hollywood Reporter. It is not coming from Variety. It is not coming from Deadline. It is also not getting you Forbes.
Okay.
It is coming from Daniel Richman, who has gotten some significant things right. And
Daniel Richman, he's Daniel RPK on Twitter. Most of the time, if he says something's going to happen in a movie, he's almost been right the entire time as far as somebody being credible as being an inside reporter or a scooper or whatever. So anytime Daniel RPK says something, more than likely, it's probably going to happen.
Also puts out stuff that is very wrong. This is not here to be a referendum on Daniel Richman's, but I just thought it was important that we keep in mind this is not an official statement from the studio. This is not from one of the major trades. This is coming from elsewhere, but it's something everybody's talking about. All right. My feeling on this has always been Tobey should not come back at all.
Wait. You know, I'm gonna let you finish. You know what I'm saying, Kanye boys. But how many of y'all feel in the comments right now on my blurs, on my nerds, you know what I'm saying, my comic book geeks, sheiks, and all of that? Do we not want to see Tobey Maguire coming back as the OG Peter Parker in Doomsday? Even if it is to die, I don't want to see that shit. But even if it is to die, do we not want to see him come back? I'm feeling like Doomsday and Secret Wars, seeing as though after Secret Wars, Disney and the MCU are going to do a soft reboot. This is the proper time to get everything that we've ever seen, and y'all can throw it in these next two movies, give these folks a proper send-off, even if they owe the hell, give them a proper send-off, and we can move on into a new generation, a new era of superheroes, which would also involve recasting Tony Stark, recasting Steve Rogers, and recasting Natasha Romanoff. I want to see it.
Bringing Tobey into Spider-Man No Way Home was a love letter, a one last shot, a makeup, if you will, for the fact that we never got Spider-Man 4. We never had a chance. Tobey Maguire never had a chance to say goodbye as Spider-Man because just weeks before production was supposed to start on Spider-Man 4, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4, it got canceled.
Okay, hold on. He didn't truly say goodbye in No Way Home. It was kind of we kind of felt like we were going to see them later. It wasn't no, I guess I can go off and be myself now. It was none of no epilogue or anything like that that said he's about to go off and live his life in the sunset with Mary Jane. Nothing said that. They very much so left that open-ended. And we're going to cut off OG Spider-Man in his universe. Now, what I could see happening or what I would want to see happening since it's an opening act, and to bring him into the fold, into the movie, since I'm also hearing reports that it's a good chance Tom Holland's Spider-Man might not be in this movie. If you want, we could see Tobey Maguire's universe getting destroyed. And maybe Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man, is the one who comes to get him, to get him up out of there. Hey, buddy, I gotta come get you. You know what I'm saying? It would be, or maybe Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield come and get Tobey before his universe is destroyed. And all three of them fight Doom. They get their ass whooped. They retreat like, oh shit, it's something coming and it's destroying the universe. And they fight Doom together. That could also happen. It's really, really early to say. But to kill him off in the opening act, it's a bunch of poop. Don't do it, goddammit.
Which, of course, led us to the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, which also got unceremoniously canceled. And so Spider-Man No Way Home kind of served as a great way for the two previous Spider-Men, both Tobey and Andrew, to come back and...
Not gonna lie to you, if anybody deserves another chance or a final goodbye, and it's a Spider-Man, it's Andrew Garfield. He got done so dirty with those two movies. I was hoping that the last one would have been good. What's crazy is the second, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, even though the storyline was kind of trash to me, it was shot really crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was a different little take on Spider-Man and all that. So yeah, Andrew needs another shot. So does Tobey.
Get their heroic goodbye. And they got it. almost perfectly, not quite perfectly, but almost perfectly. And the way they went out and went back into their universes, that was perfect.
Was it?
That was the send-off. That was the goodbye. I don't think they should risk ruining that by bringing them back again. I think, they did it. He's obviously not going to have a long-term play in the MCU anyway. I don't think he should come back, and I don't think they should bring him back. Now, that's the shoulds. Woulds are a completely different question. And Rob, I remember we talked about this when those reports came out, that Tobey Maguire was spotted in London at the same time that they happened to be shooting Avengers Doomsday. And we were like, yeah, that's probably happening. I mean, I don't know that for a fact. I can't say that for a fact. But you and I said, yeah, this is probably happening if he's there. Again, I don't think he should, but it kind of looks like he will. That in no.
Okay, so far we're hearing John Campia saying that we have reports that Tobey Maguire has been spotted on set. So let me show y'all something else, y'all. Let me show y'all something else. Hold up. Wait a minute. Okay. So this right here is by way of the Cosmic Wonder. Again, give them a like, comment, and subscribe. You know I will. And let's holler at my man and see what he says here. That's just gave y'all a little bit of appetizer. Let's see what my dog gonna say.
Everybody, welcome to the Cosmic Wonder. It looks like Tobey Maguire could be suiting up to return as Spider-Man in Avengers Doomsday.
Who's this? Osiris Benitez. What's going on? Thank you for pulling up. Roll up, light up. Tell me what you're smoking.
As we have more evidence today of this. And if we think about everything we know about Avengers Doomsday, about what the plot is going to be, this actually makes a lot of sense. He could return as the main Spider-Man of the film. And on top of that, we're hearing a lot of rumblings about Spider-Man 4. Tobey could be gearing up to return once again.
Hold up. See, now that's some stuff I didn't even know. First of all, they're trying to say that Tom Holland Spider-Man is not going to be in the film at all. Where would he be if he's not with the Avengers during whole universe incursions? And we're going to have Tobey Maguire as a part of a multiversal Avengers team being the main Spider-Man for the movie. That would be crazy, man. But I just don't. It would just be kind of crazy to me to not have Tom Holland Spider-Man there along with him.
With Sam Raimi and Kirsten Dunst in a Spider-Man 4, the movie that was supposed to be made, but never happened. So a lot to go over today. And if you love Marvel and you want to stay up to date, be sure to subscribe.
I don't want to see a Spider-Man 4. His send-off should be in either Avengers Doomsday or Secret Wars. Now, whether he dies at the end or he just has a happily ever after, who knows? But giving him another movie, I don't know. How would y'all feel about that? Would y'all go see a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 4 after over 20 years of it being out? Would y'all go see that? I ain't gonna lie.
You don't miss out on any of the latest videos. So a few days ago, we got a report from the insider Daniel RPK, who stated Tom Holland's Spider-Man isn't going to be in Avengers Doomsday, which confused a lot of people naturally. One, why wouldn't you have your biggest superhero and
y'all heard what he said. He said, I was from Daniel RPK. I just told y'all that he's the closest thing you're going to have to actually getting it out of the director's mouth. He's saying that our Spider-Man, well, this generation Spider-Man is not even going to be in the movie, yet Spider-Man is going to be in Avengers Doomsday. And to make Tobey the main Spider-Man, fire.
Perhaps the biggest superhero of all time in the next Avengers movie that you need to be good. Doesn't make too much sense. But as it turns out, they might be planning for another Spider-Man to be in the film, Tobey Maguire's. After all, it does make sense because Tom Holland hasn't really been able to film anything for Avengers Doomsday because he's been filming Spider-Man Brand New Day and The Odyssey. His schedule was pretty packed. Now, of course, there is...
Who the fuck asked for The Odyssey, nigga? I don't care if it is, but who's directing The Odyssey? Is it Christopher Nolan? It's either Christopher Nolan and Zack Snyder. One of them is directing The Odyssey. Anyway, nobody asked for it. Drake's voice.
There's always the option that Tom Holland could be in the film, kind of. It's his stunt double that could do all of the work, and he simply does voiceover for it. And then he could film some stuff later on when they start to film Avengers Secret Wars and do some reshoots for
Oh, that would be so cheap.
Avengers Doomsday, and he could film some scenes without the mask on. That's always a possibility. But according to Daniel RPK, there was a stunt double for Spider-Man on the set of Avengers Doomsday that did film some scenes for
That settles it. There it is. Spider-Man's in the movie, y'all. Which one though?
the movie. But according to him, it's not Tom Holland's stunt double. This could actually be Tobey Maguire's stunt double. And he was spotted in London not too long ago, very, very close to the studio. Now, originally we thought, well, maybe he could be in Spider-Man Brand New Day. But of course, we were thinking he could also be in Avengers Doomsday. And of course, there is the possibility that he could be in both. But now it's really looking like he could.
If he's in Spider-Man Brand New Day, Doomsday, and Secret Wars, would that be fatigue of OG Spider-Man? Would y'all be mad that he's coming back so many times? Or does it need to be dialed back a little bit to have him in a major Avengers movie, one if not both of the next two? That, like he said again, both of them need to be good. I think if Marvel and DC have the money, y'all need to go ahead and pull all the bells and whistles out that you can, because ever since Endgame, the MCU has been kind of trash. And this is coming from somebody who's been watching since 2008. It's been kind of trash ever since Endgame. So if you want to get asses back in seats in the theaters, you need to pull out all the bells and whistles if you got the money. You're going to make the money back. Stop being stingy with that money, y'all.
Be in Avengers Doomsday. On top of this, we did get those leaked photos before of a few different characters from Avengers Doomsday. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man was amongst those characters.
Okay, now again, we're living in an age where this could be AI. This very much could be AI, but this will be Channing Tatum as Gambit. Not sure who this lady is. She needs more makeup. And we got Tobey Maguire in a Spider-Man suit that looks similar to the suit that Tom Holland Spider-Man had on at the end of the last movie, No Way Home. And he's got a little blood on his face. Looks like he's a little battle torn from the movie. So let's see.
And at the time, people were running the photos through AI scanners to detect if they were AI. And most of the results came up as, no, this does not appear to be AI. Now, again, we live in a weird time with AI, so you never really know. But more evidence has come up over time that's really just pointed to that photo, at least.
Another thing I completely forgot to point out. Look at Toby's hair in the top picture and then look at the hair in the bottom. Supposed leaks. It 100% matches. That was a picture of him in London. He was in London, mate. They found him.
Of Tobey being real. Also, at the same time, we've recently seen a pic of Robert Downey Jr., who looks just like how he looked in the leaked photo for Dr. Doom. So those photos might be real. Those photos, how he looked.
Okay. So we got James Marsden here as a Cyclops. He looks like he done got his ass whooped a little bit. We possibly have a comic book accurate Magneto in his suit. We got Shuri as Black Panther. She looked like she got in some shit, or that could be war paint. And this looks like Robert Downey Jr. scarred up as Victor Von Doom. How are we feeling about these pictures? Real, fake, you know what I'm saying? AI, get the fuck on. You gonna wait till the movie come out? How we feeling?
In the leaked photo for Dr. Doom. So those photos might be real. Tobey was in London, and now we're hearing that a stunt double for Spider-Man has filmed scenes. Perhaps Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is going to be the main Spider-Man of Avengers Doomsday and not Tom Holland. And
what if we find out that, you remember back when the first Fox X-Men movies were coming out, and we were always saying, much like when the first X-Men animated series cartoon came out, we always wonder why on the cartoon, Spider-Man the animated series and that X-Men universe was in the same universe. They came together. They even have some crossovers. They existed in the same universe. That, was a matter of fact, was the first MCU, for real. I've always wondered, did the X-Men or anybody else exist on this earth with Tobey Maguire Spider-Man? What if Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is actually from the Earth 10005 universe? What if he's actually been a part of the X-Men universe all this time and they just round it all up into one? Because the easiest thing, if they want to round all this so they don't have a bunch of universes just all going around all crazy that they got to explain, you could make Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man be from Venom's universe. Easy, plain and simple. You can make him be from Venom's universe. That'll explain why we haven't seen a Spider-Man show up in any of these movies, these weird-ass movies with these villains and all of that. And then you can make Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man be a part of that original Fox universe. And maybe they just handle conflict different times or whatever the case may be. But it'd be a quick way to round up those timelines.
Again, like I mentioned, if we think about this, it makes sense. Avengers Doomsday is going to be a multiversal movie, a big multiversal movie. We are going to see other universes in this film. In fact, we're pretty sure a lot of other universes are headed towards ours for an incursion, a massive one involving multiple different universes. And on top of that, it does kind of seem like all of them are going to die. The entire multiverse is going to be destroyed and we're going to be left with Battleworld. So seeing the perspective from these other universes is most likely going to happen. And that could be Tobey's Spider-Man. In fact, we have heard a rumor recently that Tobey's Spider-Man's universe is going to be destroyed. And that's how he ends up in Avengers Doomsday. Also,
y'all see that shot of Mary Jane? Do y'all think we're going to get a Kirsten Dunst appearance? Like she turns into total dust on some, no, Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, help me. She turns into dust. That might be crazy to see.
Also, if they're going to keep the multiversal war aspect attached to this, which we're not really sure if they are or not, because that was Kang's thing and now it's Doom. But if they were going to keep that, again, it would make sense to show a perspective from a certain universe on the whole entire war that's going down, which is another way that they could involve Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Now, at the same time, we know Loki's going to have his own team. And as the multiverse is being destroyed, it would make sense that the TVA would go to certain universes to get anchor beings, who are very important beings, as we know, to perhaps save them to eventually restore the multiverse. They could perhaps hide them in the void as everything is being destroyed because the void is outside of space and time. This is a theory that I've always actually really liked. The TVA grabbing the anchor beings, because clearly they are so important to their universe where they come from that if they die, their universe dies with them. They told us that in Deadpool and Wolverine. They made it very clear. So clearly the anchor beings are connected to their universes. So the TVA might think if they could save anchor beings, then perhaps there is a chance to restore the entire multiverse via the anchor beings after whatever happens in Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. So as you can see, there's a lot of ways for Tobey Maguire Spider-Man to actually be the main Spider-Man.
Do we want Tobey Maguire to be the main Spider-Man of Avengers Doomsday, or would we like Tom Holland back? Personally, throw all three of them in the movie, or throw Tom Holland in there, add Tobey later, and then we see Andrew in Secret Wars or at the end of Doomsday on some we need your help type shit. They need for this movie to be good. Y'all better go get them boys, man. Spider-Man No Way Home is a classic. It is a classic because they brought these guys back along with working with Youngin right here. I'm telling you, you better go get them boys. You better go back and get Halle Berry as Storm. You better go back and get goddamn Famke Janssen as Jean Grey. You better go back and get old boy that played as Iceman, who then later played Jimmy Olsen on goddamn, what was it, Smallville? You better go back and get all the OG characters in these next two movies. You're gonna need them if you want asses back in seats for these kids, this new generation of people watching the MCU that's gonna go on after Secret Wars. Because now we're going to be going into the Mutant Saga, and maybe an Eternity Wars type situation might jump off. But that's for another video.
Out of all the Spider-Men that there could be, Tom, Tobey, and Andrew, in which Andrew has said, poor Andrew, everybody's asking if he's returning, and he's just been like, no, absolutely, unequivocally effing no, is what he said in a recent interview. But again,
lies, all lies. You lie. See, this is what I'm talking about with people. You got to learn stuff, right? If a person lie about one thing, they'll lie about everything. So y'all can remember when they had those pictures out of Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man when No Way Home was about to come out. They had a whole scene and motherfucker was trying to say it's fake, it's AI, it's not real. Ooh. And then he even told everybody he wasn't in the movie for him just to be in the movie. You're in the movie. I don't care. We officially know Tobey's in there, and it's only a matter of time before you get confirmed too, whether it be for Doomsday as a post-credit scene or in Secret Wars.
He said he wasn't in No Way Home, and he was. However, I'm pretty sure he's going to be in Secret Wars. Maybe not Doomsday, but it would be a shame if we didn't get all three Spider-Men back together in Secret Wars. But Tobey is the one who's making the most sense right now because Tom had an incredibly busy schedule, and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man being with Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, that's going to be insane. And then Robert Downey Jr. on screen, granted as Dr. Doom, but still kind of like the OGs all together. It would be a pretty epic scene. I want this to happen, but go ahead and let me know what you think in the comments down below. Now, moving on to Spider-Man 4. Here's the deal. Tobey said after Spider-Man No Way Home,
I'm not going to get into that right now. I don't see a Spider-Man 4 happening, but I want to say he's going to say something to the effect of Tobey said he doesn't mind. Matter of fact, let's listen.
That he's up for whatever.
See?
He's back. He loved being back, and he is totally down to film more. Recently, Kirsten Dunst has been doing interviews because of a new movie she has coming up with Channing Tatum, and she has been asked a lot about these rumors of Spider-Man 4, and she said she would love to come back if Tobey comes back and if it was Sam Raimi, and also if it had a good script.
Oh, and that pretty much solves it. There is a possibility. I was going to leave from this. I'm glad I didn't. There's a possibility we might be getting a Spider-Man 4 if they treat him right as far as how Marvel and Disney handles his character in the MCU in these next two movies that I'm pretty sure he's going to be in, Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. If they treat him right, it's a possibility we might be getting a Spider-Man 4 somewhere either in between or after Secret Wars. Are we here for it? And what would that movie even be about? The fact that Kirsten Dunst is willing to come back, what would that movie even be about? Who haven't we seen him fight that it would be something crazy that we would definitely come back to see him fight this person? What villain do y'all think he would end up fighting in that Spider-Man 4? Y'all tell me in the comments, man.
But basically, she said she's down. She's open to doing it. And on top of that, Mattson Tomlin, who is the co-writer for The Batman and The Batman Part 2, which Matt Reeves is working on right now, says that he has been trying to contact Sam Raimi about Spider-Man 4 because he's writing Spider-Man 4. He wants to write it with Sam Raimi, and he said that he wants to write a story where Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is juggling between being a husband and a father. So if this got made, we would be introduced to Mayday Parker. Perhaps she would be an infant, maybe just a little kid, not fully Mayday Parker yet. But I would love to see this. And again, Tobey said he's down. Kirsten Dunst said she's down. Sam Raimi came back to Marvel to...
Again, salute to Sam Raimi for coming back for Multiverse of Madness. Who would the villain be? These superhero movies are all about the villains. It's been that way since day one, which is why even though the very first Iron Man movie with Robert Downey Jr., I expected him to fight the Mandarin, and it didn't happen. But, whatever. We got the Iron Man 3, and we fought some fake-ass version of the Mandarin, which pissed me off. Iron Man 3 is so fucking ass, bro. Anyways, but I say all that to say this. Who would the villain be? Y'all tell me in the comments out of the Spider-Man roles, who would the villain be for a Spider-Man 4?
Right, Multiverse of Madness, which when he came back into it, they already had Scott Derrickson writing it, and he quit the project, or he parted ways with Marvel due to disagreements of how it should be. So he kind of came into something that was already written. It wasn't fully his. They had to redo it. It was an unfortunate circumstance. However, he is clearly open to doing more Marvel projects. The only question about this is, would this exist in the MCU after Secret Wars, or would this be just a completely separate universe that just Sony would do by themselves? I personally would really prefer Marvel handle this, but I mean, with that writing and with Sam Raimi directing, even over at Sony, it could be decent if the executives don't get in the way. But still, I would prefer Marvel to do it over Sony. And if Marvel did it, perhaps it could be in a universe where Tobey came from that got restored after the soft reset of the MCU, after the multiverse kind of got restored again. Either way, I think it would be a really cool story seeing Tobey Maguire on screen once again as Spider-Man with Kirsten Dunst, with a daughter. I think it's a story that needs.
Y'all feel like this is a story that needs to be told? I don't know. If he gets Spider-Man 4, damn it, we need The Amazing Spider-Man 3 with Andrew Garfield. We need the rest of that story. Shout out to the Cosmic Wonder. Again, go give them folks a good like, comment, and subscribe. So, the GOAT Spider-Man is back. Almost confirmed. Tobey Maguire back as Spider-Man. How are we feeling about that, y'all? How are we feeling about that? You know, you're still smoking. You better be, man. The session ain't over with. I'm not even fully fried just yet. I'm only fried on one side. You gotta flip shit over and make sure it's good on both sides. You feel me? Right now, what we're about to move into is supposedly the actress of Stranger Things fame, Sadie Sink, has now been cast in Avengers Secret Wars. She's already been cast secretly in Spider-Man Brand New Day as a character we have no idea about. Could be a Mayday Parker from the future, from a different universe that is the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man's daughter grown up. Could be the X-Men Jean Grey from another universe. Universe is not a word. Universe coming to help Peter Parker or seek out his help. Could be a Spider-Gwen from another universe telling Peter that his universe is in danger of incursions and woo-de-woo, which is how we get all the spider people starting to come to six. Ooh, if she's a Spider-Gwen from another universe, bro, and at the end, that's how we get Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield on the same earth with our Tom Holland, that would be kind of fire too on some, yo, there's something coming. It's disrupting the web of life and destiny, the Spider-Verse, woo-de-woo. Could we see a live-action Miles Morales in Avengers Secret Wars just from this thought alone? Also, too, they're saying it's a possibility she could be Spider-Woman. We don't know. But let's check out some things that some folks are saying around here between Normandy and Western about Sadie Sink possibly being in Avengers Secret Wars. Hold on for just a second. Let me get us in here. This is by way of Comic Cast 2. Let's check them out.
Thing star Sadie Sink has officially been cast in Avengers Secret Wars.
Shout out to Comic Cast. Hold up. Shout out to
So we still have no idea on who Sadie Sink is playing. And now, of course, most of the rumors have suggested that she's one of three characters: Jean Grey, MJ, and or possibly some version of Mayday from Spider-Man, obviously Mayday Parker, and the daughter of Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, who's said to be in Spider-Man Brand New Day at the end of the film, a minor cameo in Doomsday, and then a major role in Avengers Secret Wars. Well, with Deadline officially confirming that Sadie Sink has joined the cast of Avengers Secret Wars, I mean,
Deadline confirmed this. She's in the movie. Who is she, bro?
things are looking rather suspicious in the regards that she could be playing Toby's daughter, right? And again, she's getting added to this film pretty early on. Now, we have no further detail in regards to this outside of, yup, she's cast. So
if she is Mayday Parker or a Spider Woman or a Spider Gwen, and they bring back all the live action Spider-Man and add in at the last minute just to shock us, a live action Miles Morales, we could be seeing a version of Spider Island in Avengers Secret Wars. We could see a section of Battle World that Doom has put together that has all the spider people and all their different variants living together, and like that's their little part of Battle World or whatever. We could possibly end up seeing that. That's actually kind of fire.
Let's see what happens next. Now, my theory is that obviously this got out there because of her company that represents her and everything like that, and they're obviously starting to assemble the early cast members or bringing on new actors that aren't just guaranteed just yet. Like, obviously, Robert Downey Jr. is in Avengers Secret Wars, Obviously, we know certain Avengers and main characters are, but these are names that are going to be the latest ones added because their actors and the agencies are going to be taking off time from their schedules to be like, hey, we're doing a project.
Who is she playing? Fuck all that, man. When we find out who Sadie Sink is playing, it's going to tie into why she's at the end, why she's in Spider-Man Brand New Day, and why she's also been cast in Avengers Secret Wars. Who is Sadie Sink playing? That is the question of the day. Who is Sadie Sink playing in the MCU? Jean Grey, Spider-Woman, Spider-Gwen, MJ from a different universe, a Mayday Parker that is the grown-up version of Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man's daughter, who also has spider powers. Could we possibly be seeing a version of Spider Island in the Secret Wars movie? Y'all tell me in the comments who y'all think Sadie Sink could possibly be playing. Let's play with these theories a little bit. You feel?
Between here and here, my star is not available. So Deadline can line this up. This is typically how we find these things out. And I am super hyped. Again, I'm a fan of her in general. She is my favorite character in Stranger Things. And I want to see who exactly she's going to play and, what the big ideas here are. And with this edition and after her debut in Spider-Man Brand New Day, could this be a confirmation that she is Tobey's daughter, or is she just playing that new character that she might be? We know so little. There's also still the rumor she could be Spider-Gwen. So again, I mean, it's all out there. And again, this just adds more fuel to that flame. We know still very little right now. So take a guess. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe.
Okay, and that was by way of Comic Cast 2. Salute to them folks. Sadie Sink has been officially cast in Avengers Secret War. We still don't know who she's even playing as, and she's also been cast in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Probably playing the same exact character, whoever this character is. Y'all tell me, who do y'all think? That's, like I said, that's the question of the day. Who is Sadie Sink playing in the MCU? Y'all tell me. Now, along with more Doomsday talk, we've been hearing through the grapevine here at We the People TV that there's supposed to be multiple Doctor Dooms in Avengers Doomsday. Now, whether they're variants, we've also heard that they're variants and they may be two females, or it may be a bunch of Doom bots. We don't know. Which ones do y'all want to see? Would y'all want to see Robert Downey Jr. surrounded by a bunch of Doom bots, or would you actually want to see some different variants that we could possibly see down the line? Just, since they're playing with the whole multiversal thing, let's just do everything, right? That's how I'm looking at it. So let's see what the people talking about with this. Okay. So this is going to be by way of new rock stars, man. We're gonna react to those.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Mary Voss, and will there really be multiple?
Please give them a like, comment, and subscribe. They are the most famous folks in the business with this one. Let's see what they're talking about.
Doctor Doom variants in Avengers Doomsday, but no Wanda Maximoff or Moon Knight? With the Avengers Doomsday trailer reportedly weeks away, trusted news source Collider reporting
I don't believe we're not going to see a Moon Knight or a Wanda. Please believe, like I said, the MCU needs asses back in seats. They're going to pull out all the stops. It'd be stupid not to.
the trailer will show before Avatar Fire and Ash on December 18th. Lots of details about this movie and what we might be seeing as early as the first teaser are starting to make the rounds. And in this video, I'm going to update you on everything we do know and how this report of multiple Doom variants could actually be the bridge between the Kang Dynasty version of this project and what it is now. And answer some big questions about Doctor Doom that Fantastic Four First Steps left a mystery. By the way,
if there are multiple Dooms, a possible Council of Dooms being made with Robert Downey Jr. being the big Doom above all, because I have a theory. So everybody is wondering how Tony Stark, our Tony Stark from the 616 timeline, can look like Robert Downey Jr. and also be looking like Iron Man and looking like Dr. Doom at the same time. Y'all know. All right, so I have a theory, right? 616 is supposed to be the original timeline or whatever, the sacred timeline. And on that Earth, Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark and he's Iron Man. Even though there's a theory out there that he never really was Iron Man, he's always been a Victor Von Doom, and some things got switched around in that timeline for him to turn into a hero versus a villain who would be powerful enough to oppose He Who Remains later down in the timeline. So he was made into a hero in the 616 timeline. So let's say this is the 616 timeline, my fist right here. As things move away, maybe Tony Stark in another universe further away from the original universe, maybe Tony Stark looks like Tom Cruise. You know, as you get further and further away from the nucleus, which is 616 timeline, as you get further and further away, maybe Tony Stark looks like Bruce Campbell, Sean Connery, young Sean Connery. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we see something like that. You never know what you could see. Now, I'm saying all this is you see how the chair here is missing in what they call the Fantastic Four First Steps. Doom is the king of Latveria, but he's not sitting there. But he shows up in the post-credit scene. That might not be the Doom that we're looking for, and he very well could be at a Council of Doom meeting as they're talking right there, which is why he's missing. That's actually kind of crazy.
Left a mystery. By the way, we're having a huge holiday sale at Nerd Riot all month long. We're kicking off with a buy one, get one 50% off deal at nerdriot.shop. We'll also have Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals coming soon. Buying a shirt from Nerd Riot is the best way to support the channel. Just head to nerdriot.shop and pick one out for your RPK. Daniel feature multiple. Pick one out for yourself. This week's speculation.
I don't get paid for none of that, my bad.
Began to spread that Avengers Doomsday would actually feature multiple Doctor Doom variants, including female Dooms. This came from somewhat reliable scooper Daniel RPK, Daniel Rickman, on his Patreon. As always, we don't really know what Daniel's sources are here, but the reason the claim is resonant, Daniel's sources are. As always, we don't really know what Daniel's scooper Daniel RPK.
Hold on. So this tweet from Daniel RPK on Twitter says, FYI, I never said variants. They could be that, but they also could be Doom bots. Who knows? Oh, he threw some extra seasoning in the pot with that one. Okay.
Daniel Rickman on his Patreon. As always, we don't really know what Daniel's sources are here, but the reason this claim is resonating is it seems to align with the previous version of what we thought this plot was going to be in Avengers the Kang Dynasty. If true, this would also help reconcile some questions raised about Doctor Doom in Fantastic Four First Steps. Is the version of Doctor Doom that we see in the post-credit scene with Franklin Richards the same Victor Von Doom who was supposed to be sitting in the chair for the Latverian delegation at the Future Foundation? What exactly was the movie saying about that chair being empty? No one who's worked on this movie will say yet. Furthermore, there's the point I made in the video last week that there must have been some Doctor Doom in the 838 universe of John Krasinski's Reed Richards in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness if Reed's using Doctor Doom's time portal to...
Facts. Doom might be from the 838 universe, and he might be that chair that's missing over there that we never seen who sat in it, because there's always been a theory that the missing chair from the 838 universe in the Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, there's always been a theory that maybe an superior armed man was supposed to be sitting there. He wasn't there that day. The team got wiped when Wanda dream walked into this universe's Wanda's body and killed damn near the entire Illuminati, leaving Mordo, the Sorcerer Supreme on that Earth, alive, and that was it. Now that could have been a superior arm man over there, or that could be Doctor Doom from that universe, who's pissed at what Wanda has done, and maybe the death of all these guys from Wanda coming over there and killing them is another motivation he has to search out and destroy the multiverse and rebuild it.
Move around, and the Future Foundation is patrolled by these Ultron sentries that seem like they're one generation away from being Doom bots. So where exactly does the Doom played by Robert Downey Jr. come from? And will Marvel start to answer this question in the marketing for this movie, or make us wait 13 months from now to find out when we watch the movie? Well, simply implying that there could be a Council of Dooms or a Parliament of Dooms before.
Hold on. My man is saying, are they gonna make us wait 13 months to find out? Or are they going to tell us in the marketing where this Dr. Doom, Robert Downey Jr. version is actually from? As you can see here, here's like a Council of Dooms. These are all Dr. Dooms that are from different universes. That they're all Dr. Doom where they're from. They all look different, but yet the same, right? I think we could end up seeing something like this. Marvel needs to pull out all the stops with this movie. If they don't, if Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, if Doomsday is trash, it's over for the MCU. I'm not lying to you. I don't care nothing about what happened in Spider-Man No Way Home. You need for the Avengers movie to be good. We haven't had an Avengers movie since Endgame. And for the next one, none of the Avengers movies have been trash. And for the next one to be ass and with the Russo brothers attached to it, can't happen.
Dooms or a Parliament of Dooms before we whittle things down to the final Doctor Doom could be enough of an answer to this question. To be clear, I don't think the majority of the Avengers Doomsday runtime is going to be centered on an army or a swarm or a legion or a dynasty of Dooms all fighting different groupings of the Avengers at the same time, as the plot structure of Avengers the Kang Dynasty seemed to be going for based on that mid-credits.
Hashtag bring back the Kang Dynasty. Hashtag bring back Jonathan. Marvel and Disney, y'all some suckers for that.
Scene after Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. But I do think, as screenwriter Michael Waldron worked on both the previous iteration of the fifth Avengers movie, along with having written Multiverse of Madness, that was the version written by his buddy Jeff Loveness, and the new version that's now being overseen by the Russo brothers and Stephen McFeely, this idea of a multiversal parliament of the villains could stay intact in the form of Dr. Doom's backstory and the opening montage of the film to establish Downey's Dr. Doom as the true big bad of what's still considered Marvel's multiverse saga. We all have our guilty pleasures. For some of us, it's reality TV or fast food. For me, it's mobile.
Oh yeah, no, I don't get paid for that either. Just trying to get you out of the video so we can talk about this. Multiple Dooms. How we feeling with Robert Downey Jr. being the one in the dark, really puppeteering everything, and he really has plans to kill all of them and take over everything.
For the idea of multiple Dooms, or even one of those Dooms that's not the Doom you had in mind. Maybe really the idea here is a montage of a dozen other Dooms that get rapidly killed by our Doctor Doom. This idea of a Council of Dooms reminded some comic readers of Jason Aaron's recent 2021 Avengers Forever run, in which the May 2022 #5 issue acquainted us with the Doom above all, the Doom Supreme, the Doom of Dooms, leader of the multiversal Masters of Evil. This Doom became Sorcerer Supreme in his reality and led the Masters of Evil to ravage the prehistoric Avengers of Earths across the multiverse, but he holds off from attacking Earth 616 prehistory until he's finished with the others. This Doom originally grafted his armor with the skin of a woman he loved to give it extra magical.
Oh my goodness. Could they go that dark to where this Doom took the skin of the woman that he loves or his daughter and used it to make his armor? Because love is more powerful than anything on this earth. Love is the most powerful entity on this earth. That is crazy.
Protection. And then he begins doing this with a reserve of Doom variants he keeps. And then he just kind of takes delight in offing other Doom variants that he just looks down on. Now, is this exactly the version of Dr. Doom the Russo brothers and Robert Downey Jr. and McFeely and Waldron are adapting for this movie? Probably not. That comic just came out a few years ago. Really, is this team bound by any specific version of Dr. Doom from any one particular comic?
Well, look, he might be an amalgamation of everything we've ever seen of Dr. Doom with a little Stark in there. Don't count it out.
Comic run, even including Jonathan Hickman's God Emperor Doom or Rabba Malal from the 2015 Secret Wars event. Probably not just that one either, knowing the Russo brothers, but maybe the idea of the Latvian seat in the Future Foundation being empty in Fantastic Four First Steps was to illustrate just that. Like, this 828 universe should have a Victor Von Doom in it, and the fact that he's not there means that that man was taken out. Where else did we see him mysteriously?
Hold up. What if Robert Downey Jr. sends various Dooms to different universes and has them get killed off and having the heroes think that everything all right, and then he show up like, yo, those was just some puppets. I'm the real one you need to worry about. And he like, you got Spider-Man there. Mr. Stark? I'm not your Stark. And then he rips Tom Holland's spine out. That would be crazy.
Empty seat in a key multiverse saga movie, that seventh empty chair on the Illuminati dais in the Baxter Foundation of the 838 universe and Multiverse of Madness. Another absent Doom, perhaps, killed by Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom to demonstrate how terrifying he is. Now, some further updates as to who and who is not in this movie, in addition to the latest statement by Famke Janssen that she will not be returning as Jean Grey with the other X-Men characters. Elizabeth.
I don't believe it. I won't believe it till I see it. That you're going to bring back old-ass Ian McKellen and Sir Patrick Stewart, but not bring her back? All right.
Beth Olsen was interviewed by The Playlist for her new role in the film Eternity and said that she would not return in Avengers Doomsday and has no idea how or when Wanda might reappear, saying,
she not going to be in Avengers Doomsday. Yeah, all right.
quote, I've been really proud of what we've been able to make. Really proud, Olsen said, of Wanda's journey through grief, power, and loss. But I don't have an answer for that. When told fans could imagine her turning up in Avengers Doomsday, she smiled. Quote, well, I can't. Honestly, I do wait. I want to see her return in this role because I think what they've done with her is really great. I love the journey she's taken. I think it's always a fun one to get back into. And I just have no idea how or when for sure. For what it's worth, Scarlet Witch updates on X, part of the Nexus Point News Collective and one of the more ardent followers of Elizabeth Olsen's career, reported, quote, she's not lying. She wasn't in the last time I checked. Hopefully it changes with the additional photographies.
Hopefully it changes within the additional photographies. They have 13 months to reshoot this movie. You telling me they don't have room to add, subtract, double add shit into, polish more shit? Get out of here, man. Come on now.
Speaking of that additional photography, The Hollywood Reporter published, Agbo and the Russos are in post-production on Avengers Doomsday, with additional photography expected to take place in the spring before cameras roll on Avengers Secret Wars in the summer. Meanwhile, as for whether Oscar Isaac's Moon Knight could appear in Avengers Doomsday or Secret Wars.
So they just told y'all they're going to be shooting Avengers Secret Wars next summer. They're going to start shooting it. So they're not wasting no time with nobody. They're catching all these old ass actors before something crazy happened to them from all the cocaine they've done all the years. They're catching all these old ass actors while they still good to give them a proper send off.
The actor casts doubt on any kind of partnership with Disney, the parent company of Marvel and Star Wars, saying he is, quote, not so open to working with Disney after the Jimmy Kimmel suspension and reinstatement. He was referring more to coming back as Poe Dameron in Star Wars, adding, quote, if they cannot succumb to fascism, that would be great.
Yeah, I mean, possibly. I'm open to it. Like, you know, I'd be open to it. Although right now, I'm not so open to working with Disney. You know, if they kind of figure it out and not succumb to fascism. But
that would be great.
That would be great.
I broke down the timeline of the Jimmy Kimmel FCC controversy in this video and how, even with Kimmel getting reinstated the following week, that still had a broader chilling effect on the industry and left some talent feeling that the company was way too quick to censor.
I don't know. With him saying that, we might not ever see Oscar Isaac back as a Moon Knight again. just because he said some shit like that. I don't know.
For its creatives. But speaking that frankly about Disney, suggests that Oscar Isaac isn't about to hit a press tour for the studio's biggest film of the following year. So really, what happened with the character of Moon Knight at Marvel Studios? Was it just that the character was so tied to the Egyptian origins of the Kang variant of Pharaoh Rama-Tut, something that Kang Easter egg in episode 3 of Moon Knight on the back of the jean jacket seemed to suggest that now that the big bad is Doctor Doom, the Russos just didn't have as clear of a narrative path for Moon Knight and Khonshu to
We're gonna see Moon Knight again in this the Midnight Suns movie, which I hope Sam Raimi directs. That would just be awesome. And then get some pointers from David S. Goyer. We should be fine.
Justify the VFX budget and an A-lister talent fee that would come with it? Could it also be just that Moon Knight's Disney Plus series ended with a fully new alter, Jake Lockley, fully at the wheel, and without a second season or any other appearance in the MCU since then, the Doomsday team just didn't have the bandwidth to explain and explore who Jake Lockley is? I think all of those could be part of the reason. But one thing I think we would have seen with Moon Knight and Khonshu in the previous version of this film was an explanation as to why the Kang who was assigned to Moon Knight, Rama-Tut, had such a broken body. Like, look closely at this guy, and he's at least 50% cyber.
He definitely does look cybernetic. See, that's another thing I'm talking about, man. Just wasted time, wasted talent. You got Oscar Isaac as Mark Spector as Moon Knight, and it's going to be a minute before they find a way to bring him back, because they have to, because the series was actually good, so they have to.
This is a Kang with some battle wounds. And I think that concept is another thing that's being carried over to Doctor Doom in the Doomsday version of the story. It's why this Doom reportedly has a face covered in scarring that young Franklin Richards was reacting to. Hey, potential spoiler warning here. I don't even know if these photos are real, but like Robert Downey Jr. is going to reportedly have some facial scarring. Nothing too severe that would make the actor's iconic appearance unrecognizable, but something significant enough that requires him to wear a mask. Hey, if this movie opens with multiple Dooms to establish Downey's Doctor Doom as the Doom above all, he's gonna need some scars to show for.
Not gonna lie, that San Diego Comic-Con, it did have multiple Dooms. It definitely did have multiple Dooms on the stage, and then they showed that the new Avengers movie, instead of being called the Kang Dynasty, would now be called Avengers Doomsday. And they said we can only have one person that can come back and play this version of Doctor Doom better than anybody we know. Takes off his mask and it's Robert Downey Jr. here, right? But why would there be multiple Dooms? I never thought about that. Why would there have been multiple Doom decoys up there?
Winning that dogfight. Comment down below with your thoughts, and a special thanks to one of our YouTube members.
All right. Salute to New Rock Stars and all those good folks too over there. Hey, now I am fried, died, and laid to the side. What y'all think, man? Tobey Maguire back as Spider-Man in Avengers Doomsday and hopefully Secret Wars. The secret character role that Sadie Sink has now been officially cast in Secret Wars, Avengers Secret Wars. Y'all tell me who y'all think she could be playing. And this whole thing about multiple Dooms, including female Dooms. Tell me what y'all think about that one. Could we possibly see a Council of Dooms? I can't wait for this movie to come out next year. Y'all know I'm pulling up to go and see it as fast as I can, and I'll be right back here to watch it. But we gonna count down all the way. Don't forget about me. I'm not gonna let y'all down. We gonna keep reacting to this stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? This makes great for a good smoke session. Yo, it's your boy Slave DBIC, man, aka Tony Spark, man. This has been another good sesh live episode, the Offenders Initiative podcast, man. And guess what? We out.